Welcome back to the Baschamania podcast. Sorry for no episode last week. Life was pretty crazy, but we are back, and two is better than one. So today we have two guests on the show, Roman Bravo Young, Bo Nickal, both back on the podcast. I love both these dudes. I'm so excited to dive into this conversation. Before we do, this episode is brought to you by our friends at Attack, A-T-A-C, Attack. It is an app for athletes, and I would add to that people that just want to stay in shape. Once you've hit that athletic level of being in shape on that athlete side, you want to stay there as long as you can, and Attack can help. Attack is an AI strength and conditioning coach, nutritionist, and a mentality mentor, all in one app, all in your pocket. Your age, your goals, your program. Attack is here to help you level up. If you haven't downloaded the Attack app, download it today. It's ATAC in the Apple App Store. Follow them on social. They're attack.app. They post super cool content with Jordan Burroughs, Reese Humphreys fishing offshore, all super, super cool stuff. Diet help, nutrition help, very, very helpful and resourceful content. It's not just stuff. They don't really tell you to sit there and, download the app. It's not like that. They produce good content around their athletes and wrestlers that they support. So go and support Attack. Thank you to Attack for sponsoring this podcast. Two Nittany Lions, Bo Nickal, Roman Bravo Young. How are you guys?
Doing great, Justin. Thanks for having us on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. Just chilling.
You guys are like two people that I text a lot, and I know what's going on in your lives, and you're not nearly on the podcast as much as I realize that. Like, I know so many things. So it's good to have you both on. You guys both have interesting moves coming up. So I want to talk to you both about that. Let's go back just a little bit. Because, Roman, I don't think you've been on here since March. You just won a second NCAA championship like 45 days ago. Beat Dayton Fix again in the finals. What was that like?
Yeah, it's always cool winning. And then more importantly, we won as a team. So that's cool. But just like anything, I finally got another goal of mine. But after a couple of weeks, life goes back to normal and focus on the next thing that's ahead of me. But it's always cool when you're winning, and it's cool to share it with the team title with my teammates.
Was that your favorite match of the season, the finals?
I wouldn't necessarily say that's my favorite match. I think when I wrestled DeSanto and Carver, that was my favorite match just because I had to go in some deep waters there, after the match. I was puking and stuff. So it was fun. But it was a cool match. It's a cool experience. And then I know a lot of people saw my grandpa after that match on the floor. So more for me, it was just cool to share that with him. He's the one who got me here in the first place.
Dude, you were telling me, I can't remember. I think it was at NCAA. Is like, you were telling me how much respect you have for DeSanto and how you think he could easily be an NCAA champion. And I don't think enough people have heard that from you, like how much respect you have for him and how, like you just said, how deep you've had to go wrestling that dude.
Yeah, exactly. People don't understand, and for me, it's just respect with anyone that wrestles or steps on the mat, or same thing with fighting. It's just over the years, I've just realized that how much time and effort I put in. I know these other guys are doing the exact same thing, and a lot of fans and people don't understand what we give to this sport, and I understand that and I see that, and it would suck to be on there in the sick where they're not achieving their goals. So I can only imagine how they feel. But so I just respect them. I always give them credit because they, like I said, plenty of times they're the ones who push me. I'm not waking up and working out hard just to do it. Right. So it's just, that's just the way I think of it.
It's cool for me as a Penn State fan because of guys like you who have taken me in over the years. It's fun to like tout Penn State's success. Bo, you take that to another level because here you have this year 5 NCAA champs, and you're able to share a photo from when you were on a team as 5 national champs. What's that like for you? Like, did you ever think there would be 5 champs again? Like, Penn State is such a great team, so it wouldn't surprise me. But what was your perspective when that happened?
And I was just really so proud of the guys on the team, because they went through a lot this past season, and there was just honestly like a lot of people doubting them. I feel like my years, it was kind of expected of us. And I mean, we're always expected to win and everything, but it was just like, I think that after, not winning the team title the year before, A lot of people just, it's like short-term memory or something. They forget like who we are. And, so I was just so happy to see all the guys come through, and I know how hard they work. I know what type of stuff they're doing day in, day out to achieve their goals. So it was more just me being proud of these young dudes that put in the work and put in the effort. And I mean, obviously I can relate, and yeah, I know how special that is to do, on an individual level and a team level. So it's just, me being proud of these dudes, and, they deserve it.
Now, let me ask you each your opinion, because Bo, you concluded that post with which 5 guys win. Did you have an answer in your head to that question?
I mean, I think you know what I'm going to say, and I think it's the truth. But at the end of the day, it was weird, though, because there was a lot of different weight classes, Yeah. It wasn't like there was very much overlap there, which was pretty cool, actually. The fact that we had as many guys as we did win at different weight classes, that's just a testament to truly how great Penn State is. Like, we're not 125U, 133, 197, 285. Like, we're everything like that. We do it at every weight. So, if you're a young kid looking where to go, like, we have success at every single weight. We have national champs at every single weight. So, whoever you are, whatever weight class you are, like, you can come here and win. Like, that goes without saying. So that's one thing that I thought was pretty cool. I mean, obviously it's fun to be competitive with each other, but it's even cooler to me that we're doing it at every single weight class, and we just have that depth.
It is crazy how much overlap there's not in that. Like, Roman at 33, Nick at 41. I think, was it Zane at 49 that year?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like, as you go up, it's wild. Roman, what do you think about when you see, like, the fact that it's been done before? Sometimes people, I think when something's done before, it's like, and maybe it's kind of the same thing winning an individual championship. Like, once something's done before, it kind of takes a bit of, I don't want to say a bit of the edge off, but it's like, it's been done before. It can definitely be done again. It seems like it'd be a confidence boost. And it's almost like, man, to see them do that, that's motivation to go out and try to do that again.
Yeah, for real, I didn't even think about anything like that during that NCAA tournament. Like, I don't know, it was just so long ago that didn't cross my mind this year that we could have 5 and then I wasn't thinking about when they won their 5. It was just like, that was so long ago, but looking back at it, yeah, that is pretty crazy. Like Bo said, it's just Penn State's won NCAA title on every weight class. I don't know who else has done that,
It's crazy. And in such a short period of time, too. Like, that's what's so crazy. And I'm curious, Roman, you just announced you're coming back to Penn State for one more year. And I feel like you see that a lot with kids who are right on the edge and maybe they didn't get a national championship. And it's like, all right, you saw it with the guys like Marinelli or Kemmerer. Like, they're right there. They're like, I know I'm right there. I'm coming back for one more year. It seems like that's a natural reason to come back. When you've won 2 championships, what's your incentive to come back for another year?
Yeah, so it's like, it's not definitely to win another title, like another individual. Like, for me personally, like, I don't care. If I didn't wrestle another match in wrestling, like, I'm satisfied. Came in the game, changed a little bit, brought my own flavor, like, I'm good. But it's kind of like, it's a free year. Why not? I'm not in a rush to go anywhere. I wake up every day and train. Like, I'm not working a 9 to 5, so it's like, why not? You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, we'll see. Maybe I'll wrestle like more of a modified schedule. And, these people have helped me a lot. They changed my life. So it's kind of like, why would I not want to help Kale and then try to win another team title when we have kids in the room that obviously can do it? And I'm still having fun. I know there's a lot of pressure. People expect me, oh, you're going to win 3 easy. That's obviously not the case, but I got to work my butt off. But like I said, I'm not in a rush to do anything else in my life. So it's like the MMA world, you can get in that later on. Another year of college won't hurt. Another year, me holding back off freestyle, another year won't hurt. So
does that mean other schools aren't offering you big bags of cash to head out of state college?
This is a really tricky situation to talk about and things like that. There's a lot of people are getting upset too, but I'm not saying any school to talk to me personally. But there's people in my circle that I've heard a lot of crazy numbers thrown out there and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, I could have easily just went into the portal and took offers for a lot of money somewhere else. But I think a lot of the money sounds cool in the moment, but I gotta think long term. What am I gonna do what if I do go to another school and I'm just not happy? What if I'm not getting the training I need because I know what I need, or I'm just not enjoying myself for the coaches? Like, yeah, the money's cool in the moment, but what about long term? Am I happy? So those are some things that I really had to think about. Was I in it just for the money, or am I in it just for myself? So I just want to make sure I'm happy, and this is where I'm happy. So stick around for one more year and figure things out.
Bo, how much goes through your mind when you see what's going on in the NIL landscape, whether it's, poaching and tampering, whether it's kids making money all around? Like, you've been on here before talking about it. It's been a while. You've seen some of it play out, and now we're kind of seeing it play out on a different level. What have been your thoughts on it recently?
I've actually had mixed feelings. I think that on a positive note, I'm happy that the kids are getting paid because, I know when I was in college, obviously didn't have that opportunity. And it's exciting for me to see these young guys be able to tap into that and just, get what they're worth. That to me is like exciting in the way that it always should have been. At the same time, a lot of people are breaking rules. A lot of people are kind of manipulating this situation and kind of just using that to, I don't know. There's always going to be people that break rules. There are always going to be people that try to cheat, try to take the easy way out and do that. And I know that's something that we do not do at Penn State, that we'll never do. And so I can be proud of our team and our coaching staff and know they have high character and that they're men of integrity. And so, that's not something that's done where we're at. But I do feel like, people trying to take advantage of the system. I don't like seeing that, just because it could take a good thing, what's supposed to be a good thing for the kids, and really ruin it. And yeah. I don't like that. But people are going to always try to find a way to cheat. People are going to always try to find a way to get around rules and stuff like that. So, at this point, knowing that, I'm just happy that the kids are getting paid because, these kids deserve it and they earn that. They put in years and years of hard work. And, I think that there's some, I don't know if it's coaching staffs or if it's donors, alumni, whatever it is, that, they want to win pretty bad and they're willing to sacrifice morals and values for that. So, that's on them at the end of the day.
Yeah. And as we were texting yesterday about doing a show today, I really started thinking about this interesting aspect of what Roman just said. I don't think enough kids are going to be thinking about, which is, what do I want for the next 10 years? If you go to a school and you take an NIL deal, but that's where you don't want to be next year, what's going to happen then? Because you're not going to get a senior level deal like that NIL deal. So you got to think of the next 10 years and not just 1 year, as good as the money may be. But on top of that, I'm curious if you start seeing more infrastructure being built around, like, for example, if Roman wants to train MMA more, you've got American Top Team right in State College. There's a lot of synergy there where there's incentive beyond any financial aspects, because he knows there's options there long term, whether it's NLWC, whether it's fighting and staying in that hub. I wonder if you're going to start seeing more infrastructure be put where, a lot of guys at Oklahoma go into MMA. Are you going to start seeing more of a hub so Oklahoma guys don't transfer out? Like, I'm very curious on where this goes around building infrastructure.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And I think like a lot of what we have at Penn State is, goes way further beyond the money. Obviously, people know they can come here, they can be successful. A lot of people probably don't know this, but I paid to come to school here. Like, I freaking took money. My family took money out of our own pockets so I could come to Pennsylvania, and out of state tuition is not cheap here. It's expensive. So, I paid money to come to school here, and, I wouldn't change a single thing. I knew I could go any other place for free and probably get money on top of that, but this is where I wanted to be. We have everything you need that goes beyond, paper currency that you need to be successful in life, and the money will come. The way I look at it now is with these NIL deals and with the college athletes, like, if you're jumping in the transfer portal and somebody can pay you X amount of money, like, that dude just that dude just bought you. Like, I understand getting your worth, but like, are you going to let somebody else buy you? Are you for sale? Because if you're for sale right now at 18 years old, I guarantee you're going to be for sale at 25, at 30, at 50. And like, that's your life. Like, if you want to be the person that's always for sale, like, that's on you. But if you start that now at 18, that's not going to change. So I like the way Roman worded it with, he's got to be happy. He went with his instinct. He went with his gut and his heart. And that's cool to see. And I think a lot more kids should take notice of that and try to follow in those footsteps of, go with your gut, go where you are going to be happy, and the money will come. That's something that, if you're going to be for sale and let somebody buy you, like, that's going to remain consistent in your life. It's not a one-time thing.
Yeah. And before the grammar police come after him, I'm obviously talking about Oklahoma State. Because if I say Oklahoma or Okie State, people get all mad and start tweeting at me. But Bo, speaking of American Top Team, how's that going for you?
It's great. It's exciting. We're in exciting times. I feel like right now it's cool because we're just in the infancy of our program and everything that we have going. I'm really trying to trailblaze this, trying to figure everything out on my own for the first time. I don't really have other guys at the gym who have been in the MMA game for 10 or 15 years, so I'm figuring out my own way. And I think that's the best way to go about it, because I bring a very different perspective to the sport than most people. And, I'll be able to figure things out and hopefully in a few years be able to help this younger generation of guys that want to fight, Roman, Greg, Carter, Aaron, all these dudes that are interested in fighting. Like, I'm kind of going through a trial and error process, figuring out what works, what doesn't. And by the time these dudes are ready to go, we'll have a full-fledged system and just be able to make everything easy on these guys to where they're getting paid the most money. They have the best training, and we got everything figured out. But yeah, that's kind of, where I feel is exciting. Obviously, I'm excited about my career and where it's going to go. And I'm excited to get to like trailblaze this a little bit and be able to hopefully make it better for these young guys too.
Yeah, you talk about your career. It was obviously just announced yesterday, June 3rd. You're back in the ring, making your pro debut. Tell me about that deal, how that went down.
Yeah, I'm pretty fired up. I'm excited. I've been training. My plan initially coming into MMA was to train half a year and make my pro debut. I decided in the meantime, while I started training, to take a few amateur fights. And so now it's really exciting. I'll be about 8 months in, and making my pro debut, which I'm super pumped about, on UFC Fight Pass. So big platform. And yeah, just, kicking this off. I'm excited to, get out there, put on a show, get a finish. I don't know whether it's going to be submission or knockout, whatever it is. I'll finish this dude and then, get out of there healthy with a check this time, which is cool. And then, then on to the next one. So hopefully I'll fight again in maybe 8 weeks after that.
Do you know who the opponent is or where the fight's going to be?
Yep. So it'll be in Richmond, Virginia. And I have an opponent. He's, I think, 4-2, 5-2, something, or amateur, something like that. So I don't know. He might have a couple pro fights, but yeah, I'm excited to compete. It doesn't really matter who steps across from me. At this point, I've only trained a half year, but I feel like I'm ready to compete with the top guys in the world. That being said, development's still important. I'm still here to develop, and you don't just throw somebody to the wolves right away. I've seen a lot of people's careers be hurt by that. So for me, I'm just, in this development process of continuing to get better and improve, and I'll make steps up in competition each fight.
Yeah, it's smart. I think Patty the Batty is somebody I enjoy watching. I think everybody enjoys watching him, and I think the fights he's taking are very smart. And I think the way you build a fight career, as I become more of a fight fan, as I start to follow guys like you into it, it's interesting how different it is from, like, especially, college sports, but even senior level wrestling. It's so different because you go to a tournament, what guys are going to be there. It's not picking stuff. And it's also a guy like you, very hyped, very high expectations for your career. Where do you fall with balancing your own expectations for your career versus whether it's a certain finish, whether it's, living up to expectation? I mean, you're kind of used to it on the wrestling side, what's it been like on the fight side as you prepare for this fight?
I think like as far as expectations on myself, I expect to be the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. And, I'm not in a rush to get there, but I know that's where I'm going to be. So I'm just trusting my team around me, my coaches, my management team, first round management. They've been Malky Kawa, Abe Kawa, they've been huge in guiding me along this process. And so, I trust these guys. They've got a lot of years in the game and they've developed fighters. So for me, it's knowing where I'm going to go. I'm not in a rush to get there. And just that's about it. Just continue to improve every single day. And right now I feel like I said, I'm not going to be able to really fight people that have this similar experience to me. And like, that's not going to be that competitive of a fight, but I'm not in a rush to get where I'm going. I know where I'm headed, and I'm going to continue to just keep grinding and working towards those goals.
Roman, on that same theme of patience, and I love how Gary Vee puts it. I think it's micro speed, macro patience. Focusing on the speed every single day, focusing on the grind every single day, but having the patience. When you're around guys like Bo and others, you're constantly with MMA greats. How do you balance that itch for wanting to start your MMA career? I know you said a few minutes ago, the fight game is not a game you have to get in super young, super early. So there's obviously that aspect of patience and balance. But obviously for a new challenge, there's got to be that itch and, eager desire to start fighting. How are you balancing that, start to the fight career?
Yeah, like last weekend I was in Hawaii with Juan Archuleta. I was his partner all week. He fought in Bellator, so I'm getting my rolls in out there. I was rolling with TJ, Cub Swanson. We were there for like 8 days, and then just being at the Bellator event, just seeing the process. So I'm always around it. I think Dom's gonna end up taking a fight coming up soon. So I'm gonna be in his camp. I trained jiu-jitsu all summer. I just cross train everything. So, and I'm not really in a rush. And like maybe I'll take an amateur fight at the end of the year. It's something I definitely thought about, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it 100%. But other than that, like Bo said, there's no rush for things like that. And because like he said, don't get thrown to the wolves right away. So there's just no rush, and I don't see a rush, especially if I feel like I'm still getting better at wrestling. I'm still super motivated. I train with Gilman every day. I know I'm right there with the best in the world. So it's just, I feel like I got more in wrestling, so I'm not in a rush to like switch over anytime soon. The Olympic cycle is a year right after college. So that's something to have my eyes on. And that was definitely like another decision too. I come back and then I just go to NLWC right after that. So why would I go somewhere else and then get stuck, like you said?
Yep.
NLWC is the best room in the country.
Yeah, I mean, unbiasedly, I agree with that statement.
See, if you don't agree with that, then you're just a hater. That's all. It's very simple.
Bo, are you in the Penn State room at all?
Yeah, I'm in there probably like 3-4 days a week. So, I'm keeping that wrestling sharp. I'm not really motivated to like compete in wrestling at this point. I know
you are qualified for the World Team Trials in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Going out to Vegas with Nolf and being able to sit in his corner was super fun, super interesting. It was kind of funny because last minute I looked at the entries and stuff, and I was like, should I just throw my name in there? And then I was like, you know what? No, I don't have anything really to prove wrestling wise, and I don't really feel super motivated to do that. I'm just more passionate about MMA at this point and more passionate about pursuing my fight career. So, I feel good about my wrestling career, and yeah, it's on to new ventures at this point for me.
I was going to ask that because I saw you in Nolf's corner at the Open, and I love it because it shows how passionate you are about the sport. And obviously, there's obviously a selfish aspect to it because wrestling helps your training. But, you're just quietly at the Open training him or coaching him and in his corner. Does that fuel the itch, if nothing else, just to continue wrestling to better your fight training?
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, I see a lot of people make the mistake, like we talked about mistakes earlier, being thrown to the wolves. Wrestlers make the mistake of all of a sudden thinking they're a world champ kickboxer, like 5 fights in their career. And I'm like, no, I'm a wrestler, and I'm here to stay as a wrestler, and I'll rep that till the day I'm done competing. I'm gonna continue to work on other aspects of my game, continue to get better and become more well-rounded. But I'm a wrestler, and I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna wear you out, and I'm gonna finish you that way if I have to. And so, I feel like that's something that's really important to me, is not only continuing to keep my wrestling strong, but also just rep for the wrestling community, because I don't think we get enough credit as fighters. I think a lot of people, don't realize how important wrestling is. They talk about, oh, it's different in a cage, or it's different when this dude's throwing punches at you. And like, yeah, that's a good point. That's true. But, I'm here to show that wrestling is the best, most elite combat sport in the world. And so, when I go out there to fight, I'm here for every single wrestler, every single wrestling fan, every coach, every parent that is a parent to a wrestler. Like, I'm repping for all of you guys too, because I'm here to show that wrestling is the absolute tip of Mount Everest, as far as combat sports go.
Yeah, it's super cool too. I like what David did with M2, where your success also helps you off the mat because you have a club and you have a business. And I'm sure you're seeing that as you start this journey, where the more success you have in the ring, in the octagon, on top of all the wrestling success you have, it also builds your brand on the American Top Team side.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, that's huge. That's a huge part of it. And, honestly, at this point, I have to turn a lot of fighters away, like people that want to train with us and stuff, because, this is a family at the end of the day. And I'm not just down for whoever to walk in the door and think they can train with us. Like, we run things a certain way. We do things a certain way. And it's about loyalty, about commitment to each other, about every single guy wanting to be world champ. Like, we're not in here to jack around and, go make 50K a fight and just like be a fighter. Like, we're here to be world champions. It's the same mindset for me as it is for Roman, Carter, Aaron, all these guys coming up. Anybody that comes and train here is here to be a world champ. And, we're not here to just have some dude come in to roll with us or whatever it is and learn all of our stuff. Like, no, you gotta be in the family to be able to be in here. And so, I'm turning people away a lot. Like, a lot of people are reaching out to want to come in and train with us. UFC fighters, Bellator fighters, everybody. And I don't care. It doesn't matter like what your name is. If you're not part of the family, like, you're not coming in here. So, it definitely helps with the notoriety, but that's just part of it. And it's not really a main focus for us.
Yeah. Roman, we obviously now know Bo will not be at the World Team Trials, no matter how much I pull for that. What do you have any freestyle plans for this year? Before, I know you said you want to do an amateur fight into the year, modified schedule for Penn State next year. Any freestyle plans for this year?
Oh yeah, actually, I think me and Nickal are going to hit an international tournament in November-ish or October-ish, somewhere around that. I'm gonna start getting more on this upcoming year. I'm gonna be a lot more on the international circuit, traveling, because that's always been one of my goals, like I said. But as far as World Team Trials, I don't think I'm gonna do it this year. I have a lot of things pulling me different ways right now, and I'm just not fully into it in competition mode. Like, I'm still training twice a day, regardless. I don't care what time of the year is, but I'm just not competing. Just got other things to do. I'm graduating. I got a graduation party with my family. And then my next big thing that I'm training for a sprint triathlon. So that's what I'm really getting ready for. So going to do that here soon. So.
I was about to say, bro, that's interesting that you're saying you got other things pulling you. I'm seeing you in there grinding every day, just freaking. Yeah. You're in there all the time. I'm like, what? This dude's not even taking the day off.
Yeah. I just have an addiction to working out, but yeah, I just started a training cycle for getting ready for this triathlon that I'm going to do in August. So I just wanted to challenge myself in a new way. And I think me, Aaron Pico, and Coach Calvito are doing it. So I'm excited. It's going to be fun. It's like a half-mile swim, 13-mile back ride, and like 5-mile run back to back. So that's what I'm training for now. No, I just want to push myself to do something crazy,
I think I need to come, like, bring my wife, my kid, my dogs, and just come and State College and hang out with you guys for a month, so I'm more motivated to work out. Because when I'm with you guys, I'm like, this is what I'm doing 2-a-days. You guys are nuts. Roman, when we were talking about NIL, and Bo was saying how happy he is for kids like you to be able to make money now that your first year of NILs under your belt. Looking back, how do you feel about it? Integrating brand deals and dealing with getting brands approved. Like, how was it this year?
Yeah, so now it's easier for me because I understand the process, and it's cool. But like I said, if you're not a big name in wrestling, you're really not going to get paid. If you don't really have anything to offer companies, you're probably not going to make a lot of money. So like I said, it's not really life-changing money. But I mean, some of the deals that these other people are getting to stay there, or like Bo said, they're buying people. They're buying them because they know they're worthy. Like they've already proved themselves. So I think before people get ahead of themselves, it's like these people who are offering these 6-figure deals to, it's because they've proved themselves. They're just not giving these schools aren't just giving money to anyone, you know. But yeah, I think it's cool. But for me, I really only have like 1 or 2 sponsors. You know, this year I'm probably gonna look for more because now I know I'm coming back. But like I just want to do with something with, like Bo said, my values. I don't want to just post something on social media just for $1,000 or a couple $100. I want it to be long term, and I want it to be something that I like and I represent and wear every day. I just want to be posting. The amount of times I get asked to post this for a couple $100 is like, oh, post this in our story. Oh, post this. And I'm like, I'm not an advertisement, you know? So I don't think I really maxed out my potential, but I think this year I'm going to work on a little bit more for sure. And yeah, I think it's cool. It's a cool thing. You know, I can put my name on things. I made an LLC. I'm gonna have a little scholarship for kids back home. So there's a lot of things I'm doing back home, like an RBY Foundation back home. So a lot of things I can do now with my own name. So it's pretty cool. Just getting started on things for the future.
Bo, how has been the brand side of things for you as you transition from wrestling to MMA? It's obviously a completely different world. How has that transition been for you on the brand side?
Yeah, it's definitely a different world. You know, I was fortunate to have a lot of sponsors prior to switching over, and a lot of people that wanted to stay with me and grow with me, which was cool. You know, obviously love my apparel brand, Scrap Life. You know, being able to be with them and them to continue to support me through MMA has been really cool. But there's a ton of people that reach out to me all the time for deals. It's similar to Roman, you know, and I'm not here to post for $1,000 or this and that. Like, I'm not a sellout. I'm not here to be bought. So the same way that he said, I'm just trying to rep things that I love personally. And with that, it's more of like myself starting my own businesses and truly partnering with companies versus just promoting them, you know, because that's just, to me, not really a good look. And it just seems kind of disingenuous to just be peddling stuff and trying to make a quick buck here and there. So for me, it's about stuff that I actually use on the daily, regularly, that I believe in and like. So I haven't really accepted any sponsorship deals moving forward because I feel good with the sponsors that I do have. And I at the same time, I know my worth. So, you know, I know right now, like, I'm just starting my MMA career, but there's a big platform in MMA. And so, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if in like 3 years, you know, I had 1 million followers and we're on a completely different level than we are now. So, you know, I'm not looking in the same way with my career in fighting, that I'm not looking to rush it. I'm not looking to rush my sponsorship deals. And I'm excited now just about growing my businesses and investing and doing things like that. So I'm not really like chasing money.
I'm still waiting for the seasonings.
That's been tough. So that's one thing I need to work on, is because, you know, trying to do that all by myself is really hard, you know, because obviously I have other businesses. I have full-time training schedule. I'm trying to, you know, balance all these things. And so I need like partners, you know, that's something that I need to do a better job of. Is until this point in my career, I've always pretty much, I mean, aside from my coaches and my teammates, like it's my own responsibility to do whatever I want to do. And, you know, in business, that'll only get you so far. You can't really grind it out all by yourself. Like, very few people are able to do that, and they have to be fully committed to one thing for the most part. So you're not able to be pulled in a bunch of different directions and be successful in all of them by yourself. So for me, I need to get better at developing partnerships in those aspects. You know, I've developed good partnerships in my competition and my training, my fighting, but I need to kind of focus more on this, do the same thing in other areas of business.
Yeah, for sure. And Roman, I want to go back to what you just said about a foundation back home. You obviously have such a cool story that one day we'll really get into the whole story of your upbringing, because I know there's so much there. But how cool is it for you at this point of success? And both, this is kind of for you too. Like, you guys, I don't think either one of you have scratched the surface of what you're going to do over the next 10 years. But what you've already done is so much more than what so many people will do, especially on an athletic level. And you guys have such power to be, I don't want to use the word influencers, but like motivators. Like, you guys have such power behind your success. How much do you kind of focus on that and think about that? Because you guys, I'm sure, are given so many opportunities to. In Roman, last year we did a couple things. Can't remember, it was Thanksgiving, Christmas, but we did some cool stuff. Bo, I know you're always doing cool stuff. Like, how much do you guys take time to think about that? Because I know you both are into giving back and helping. It's interesting because you've both already hit such a pinnacle of success, but there's obviously so much more still that you're gonna obviously, I know, do.
You want me? Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like just being a good person, and then just knowing that I didn't come from anything. It kind of just motivates me to help others, and kind of just being what's missing for others. You know, I didn't, all the stuff that I have now, I never thought I'd have looking back on it. And like for me, I just try to get back as much as possible. I'm going back home. I'm gonna do a camp, and when I go, I have a lot of camps this upcoming summer, and I just go there, and these kids come up to me, and they're like, tell me that I'm their favorite wrestler, and people are having me sign dollars and like shoes. I'm holding pictures with babies, and I'm just doing all this stuff that it's just sometimes it just hits differently, and it's like, dang, you know, I can really inspire these people. So yeah, that's like for me, a lot of people who followed me just noticed that I came in here. Yeah, I was getting high school, but I didn't have the best freshman year, and I just turned stuff around real quick, and I was just posting me working out and grinding, and nothing's changed. So I know people just know that I've always just been a hard worker. So if I can keep that and keep having success and just keep inspiring others, because, you know, I get a lot of messages in my DMs about how much I inspire people, and look like these wrestlers look up to me. So that just motivates me to help them keep inspiring and keep posting good content for them. You know, that's the least I can do at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, you know, for me, it's just about like my foundation and who I am as a person. And I think about, you know, what I want people to remember me for, and what they will remember me for. I feel like it's how I treat them. And it comes down to my faith, and knowing how much God's blessed me and how many amazing people God's put in my life. And so for me, it's just about being a servant when I can. And, you know, it's hard as a competitor, because we want to be the best and we want to win, and we want to put all of our energy into ourselves. But I feel really called to being able to serve others in whatever way I can. And like Roman says, being able to go to clinics and just make people's day, spend time with them, show them that you care about them, talk with them, impart like a little bit of wisdom on them. You know, I'm only 26, but I've had, you know, the life experiences that I have had, I feel like can help people, and I can, you know, teach a little bit, and at the end of the day, serve. That's what I think we're all called to do, is be a servant in some way, shape, or form. And that's different for every person. But for me right now, it's through my sport, through wrestling, through fighting, and being able to inspire people. And that's a very big opportunity, and something that I'm very grateful for, being able to do that for people.
And it's wild too, Bo, because I've known you for so long, and you have one of the best hearts out of any wrestler I've ever met. And it's so, I can't like logically process, and I know this is the case, but somebody who has such a good heart and gets in the ring and beats the hell out of somebody, I can't comprehend it. I get it, but like for me, I don't fight anybody. If I fight somebody, obviously there's anger behind it. What
I don't
is
feel
that
any
switch
emotion.
like?
Like it's not emotional for me. You know, that's one thing I feel like that helps me with fighting is to me it's a game. It's a chess match, the strategy. And yeah, there are real life consequences. And, you know, some people try to make it personal with trash talk and whatnot. But like when I get in the ring, like when I'm actually fighting you, it's zero emotion. Like I'm not, this dude said something crazy. Like I'm going to freaking smash him. Like, nah, like I'm just cold, calculated. Every single move I make is planned and strategic to win. It's not to hurt somebody. I'm not going out there to hurt people. I think a lot of people get in MMA because they want to hurt somebody, and I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't like hurting people, and honestly, I'm a little nervous about my next fight because I don't want to hurt this guy. Like like that's part of the sport.
Probably going to.
I don't want to. Like I don't want to hurt this dude. I just want to get in there, finish him, and hopefully like he walks away and he's okay. Like I genuinely don't want to hurt people, but yeah, I mean it's just a emotionless thing for me because that's what I trained to do, and I care about people, and I want everybody to be successful and happy. There's not a single person that on this earth that I wish ill on, and I hope they all find their way, and I hope they all can find their passion and purpose in life. And for me, like, yeah, the emotion's completely out of the equation in the fight.
That's so crazy. Have you given much thought to that, Roman?
What's that?
Like the aspect of, you know, being a good human and still beating the crap out of somebody because it's a job. It's a task. It's wrestling, just elevating.
Yeah.
You know, there's more, obviously there's more pain and stuff into it.
Yeah, no, I mean, even with wrestling, I'm like, I'm just like, sometimes like afterwards, like, damn, I just crushed that dude's dreams, or like, sometimes I'll do like a crazy thing and it'll like blow up online. I'm like, damn, I really didn't have to do that to that guy. But, you know, it's just me. It's just part of comes to the territory, you know? But, yeah, with fighting, man, being around it so much and being with people in these camps, and then people don't understand, man, once that cage is closed, it's really life or death. I have a lot of fans and people who aren't around it really don't understand that it's fighting just it's a different animal. And like now that I go to these fights and I see the process, I'm like, this is life or death for some of these guys. It's not a game. So it's like, damn, this is some serious stuff. So I look at it from a different perspective now. But yeah, I never wish harm on anyone. I always want to see my friends, family, just want to see everyone win. You know, it's no hate over here, all love on this side.
That's so crazy. You guys both have very mature perspectives on that, which I think a lot of people can benefit from. Roman, last thing here, Bo just touched on his faith a bit. I know you put out a great blog article on your site last year about your faith and how it's impacted your career. I don't know if we still have it up there, but just talk a few minutes about how your faith has impacted your career these last couple of years.
You know, I mean, there's a reason why I'm here, you know. I don't know what that reason is, but you know, a big credit I got to give to is Bo. Obviously, during season, you know, we have Bible studies, and those really helped me a lot and just give me a different perspective on my life. You know, I'm not saying I'm the most religious person, and I'm not saying I don't do dumb things sometimes, but you know, I think we all do. But I think it just helped me, and it gives me something to try and follow and really look back on. You know, every morning I wake up, I have the Bible app, and I look at a scripture or the daily verse, and I set my journal. I journal my goals, and I just write down like I'm always blessed because I really am. You know, I never thought I'd be doing what I'm doing, and I'm making money just working out. So it's kind of like my life's really not that bad. So yeah, I really credit Bo for a lot of my faith and just how he's helped me see things from a different perspective, and just those Bible studies helped a lot. And yeah, so it's definitely helped a lot, and definitely gotten a lot stronger. And there is a reason why I'm in the position today, though. So
yeah, no doubt. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you. Everybody that's listening, I don't think you can live stream Roman's triathlon, but Bo will be fighting on UFC Fight Pass. What's June 3rd?
Yep, June 3rd.
June 3rd. So that will be cool. I know a lot of times they only do the day in the life vlogs for like the big fights, but they need to make an exception here because I'm waiting for the Bo like following you the week up to the fight. I think everybody wants to see that.
If they don't do it, I'll do it myself. So
we got John. We got John.
Yeah, we got John. Shout out John Broughton. He's the best videographer in the game. But yeah, I mean, the UFC's been getting behind me, so I appreciate them. They're putting out a lot of promo for it. So yeah, I'm fired up. It'll be fun.
I can't wait. All right, Roman, Bo, thank you for taking the time, and I will speak to you guys soon.
Thanks, Justin.
Awesome. See you guys.
And the beat goes on.